From Dimebag Darrell to Christina Grimmie. Uh, that is the title. First and foremost, I'll let you know I'm not true crime. I'm not going to be overly detailed on the facts. Uh, I have a family story about Angie, my honey, from the other night, and a personal indictment and a reference to the homepage of my channel. Uh, Trying to dispel the cult one reaction at a time. Normally, this is a music reaction channel. There's plenty of music to go along with the overabundance of swag over the years. So I only say that because I honestly was looking for this shirt for like a long time today, but I've been shooting in a different format. So it turns out I don't even look at my own wall. I just take it for granted, but I do have some new additions and some other stuff, and it comes into play in this discussion. I'm a Pantera fan, and it came up today. I was talking about seeing Vinny Paul before he passed when playing for Hell Yeah. And I saw Volbeat, and Volbeat was on the channel today, and it was just supposed to get me geared up and ready to do reactions. But I realized the last show I'd seen was Volbeat, and Ange was there, and the memory came up, but it was really powerful because yesterday Ange listened to Christina Grimmie's the Wrecking Ball cover, and I'm not a fan of the song, but I instantly, from being a reactor for a couple years now and stepping out of my comfort zone way more than once, I was like, wow, wow, okay, and Ange, she's an emotional human being, and the entire thing still hurts. And I think about myself and Cliff Burton, which was an accident, or Dimebag, and we're not quite to that part of this yet. So I think about that stuff, and I'm like, man, it's real, and it's a lasting effect. And a few months ago, I updated the header of my channel and put this idea on it, because I noticed as a music reactor, there are some super overly obsessed fans. Now, we don't got to get into gory details. I think that's unbecoming of us. We'll leave that for the true crime, who can tell it honestly, and that's what they do. I'm talking about the lingering loss in the pits of our stomach, and the fact that, unfortunately, jumping into this arena, this ballpark, starting to play in the music reaction game, I stumbled across the cult of personality really quickly. Now, I do pretty well because it turns out we have this pesky thing called choice. You are allowed to turn the channel, and as far as I know, I've asked nothing from you. So that's the exchange. If you don't like it, don't listen. At the same time, you get the person, you see it all the time. They want exactly what they want said the way they want it said, delivered to them in a way that they wanted it. And I realize that that's the fringe. That's that gray, it's the cutoff line. It's permissible. Gosh, I'm pretty sure humans have proven self-service over themselves over and over and over again. So, I'm not going to indict people liking what they like. Over here on this channel, we talk about the subjective nature of art. And thinking about how this all left my honey bunny wrecked, I think about how we as individual human beings, I don't know, whatever you think you are, as long as some of it has a foundation in care. Every now and then, we might have to start calling out the obsessed for the obsessions that they suffer from, the cult for what it really is, because we're so positive what we love fulfills us. But, you know, you get to that pesky subjective nature of it all, and it doesn't actually fulfill everybody. And we want to look at the farther, way over the line, those obsessed with having some of these ideas just for themselves. Now, the channel today has went down some weird paths. So, I would watch the reactions. If you really want to know where this is coming from, I think a lot of it came out earlier, especially in that Chester P energy. It was someone else, Django Man Bun or something like that. Oh gosh, I don't mean disrespect, but it's in there. Power, corruption, and a bunch of other stuff. And I think as a music fan, I never really went over that edge. But that's what we're talking about now, right? Is that you can like stuff too much. And I fear not enough of us focus on that side of it up front. We, unfortunately, as the title of this video reminds us, sometimes it's acted out in such ways that they leave the hole for other people or families or just the universe. For those who romanticize the insanity, no. I mean, dark. Instead, maybe pointing out the cult of personality and saying, "Way, you're a little obsessed." I mean, you do know that's just music, right? I mean, that could be someone's jam. It shouldn't really set you over the edge to act insanely. And I mean, I know this all goes, it's a given, right? But it just, I think the problem is we don't. As always, Rollen thinks outside of that title that I put on this, that grifting off any of it would be a bad idea. So, in the end, I guess I'm looking to indict the cult of personality, ask other people to observe now and then, and go, wait, you know, that seems a little obsessive compulsive with an idea. Slow your roll. But then that's a balancing act as well, because how do we... It's tough, isn't it? Now, earlier we were Avenged Sevenfold, the simulation. And, yeah, bad code. I mean, if bad code. We have... I only know because of Tool fans. I'll switch gears. I pissed off, a lot of them by not being as overly impressed as I should have been. And just think, I said that on purpose. Their interpretation of what you should have taken from it. And then just angry, obsessive, activist-like about it. Strange that you would gather mob-like, pitchfork, torch-wielding automata. I hate you. And then nobody Nobody want, yeah, well, at least they get called out on it quite a bit now, so I think it's fair game. Uh, but my point is more, because I think it's a personal responsibility of the global village. I'll play in that ballpark for a second. There's certain ideas that we as humans wield that seem really bad. Can we help each other pointing them out? I know I asked for help overcoming some of my own personal shortcomings this weekend. So as I was watching my honey bunny just, kind of miss and have this hole, and I saw that beautiful performance. I'm like, wow, okay, damn, that's a shame. It's like, well, maybe if we thought about some of these things a little more. I know it's all uncomfortable. Instead of just rehashing the details so we can all get a cut of it. It seems like the bad reason to do it all. But to honor the idea that first off, if you like the extreme, you like Pantera, or you like some hell of incredible pop music, I mean, both of those names probably worth checking out to create that lasting living memory, which is why some people, glorify some of the darker things in this world. Um, but how about instead of that, we put the idea that, maybe some of our peers, and I mean, this, you can't, if you don't know how to read people, this, that, and the other, but you have your own personal circles. And I'm not afraid to have conversation with living real people outside of these videos. So I guess I would say I hope I lead by example, and I try to bring these subjects up to regular people and put it in their head and go, hey, contemplate how obsessed we get on stuff, because I think it's our obsessing over some things that lead us down horrible paths. And unfortunately, like this discussion, the two names ended up there. And why? That's not for me to answer. I just know we're broken. And I know I have all my own faults, so I'm not thinking I'm superior. But I do know that I don't have any of these feelings for music per se outside of, man, does that go on the short list of stuff I want to listen to over and over and over again. Outside of that, I mean, it doesn't get much more. And at the same time, like I mentioned it somewhere else, Cliff Burton, I was sad. This thing is, tragedy happens. What could we do about cutting the unnecessary tragedy so that only the random acts of the universe are what we have to deal with, not the obsessive compulsive psychopathy of over obsessed fans or individuals. I'm just saying, maybe it's on us. Maybe because we can pick up bricks, sharpen butter knives, or turn filters into shanks. Because our capability of hurting each other is so great, maybe controlling the implements of destruction isn't as smart as working on our common core behaviors. Oh, that was I don't like that common core shit when it applied to math and progressive education, but I sorely meant maybe we should work on the moral foundations of that global village that allow the psychopathy to actually come to the surface more often than it should. I understand you can't make it all go away. That's ridiculous. Utopian. But one step at a time is going, cults are bad. Whether they're around a fandom for an art, an individual, an idea, or idolatry. I don't know, some weird fucking squid statue that a bunch of dudes in cloaks and pink curl people, dance around, then get naked and throw flowers at each other. I don't give an F. The more we normalize all the secret, dark, icky crap on this planet, the more the unstable rise to the occasion and take something they shouldn't take. We should all be more offended. Get off the Hallmark card kick and get on the actual reality of trying to apply some direct action. Hey, you're too obsessed about, what's that? Swifty! You know you're acting insane, right? She's a good singer. What a dancer. Way to put up with that rain. But could you take it down a notch? Just saying. I mean, I hate to be an a-hole, but I can't imagine the psychopathy that dwells within that fandom. Because the obsession is palatable. Yeah. Later.